Major occurrence brought about by the construction of our new double bubble was the movement of our Pakum hut. It's a highly ritualized experience for which we invited up some old friends. This was the wettest June I've ever recorded, with over 400 millimeters for the first time ever, and of course the grassland flooded for the first time in 2 or 3 years. It seems that every month this gets ever more and more desperate. But even as I record for this, Bangkok is going into ever deeper lockdown. There are more and more cases being recorded in and around Chiang Saen, and it seems like our lifeline, visitors from the north of Thailand, may soon dry up, as even they may not be able to travel to come and see us anymore. So please do, if you can help, please do donate. We are keeping all projects going. We still have not said goodbye to any elephants. We still have not turned down any of our projects. We have increased what we are doing, and we need your help very, very desperately to keep it all going. We spend a lot of time talking and thinking about what is physically needed to be a mahout. What time you have to get up in the morning, how long the hours are, how you form that bond with the elephant. All of these things are part of our everyday elephant camp management. But this month came a chance to actually think more about what it requires spiritually to be a mahout, with the moving of our Pakum hut. The Pakum hut is the spiritual center of our camp. It actually holds an elephant catching rope, of course not used here on site, but is part of the religion of the majority of our mahouts here who come from Surin in northeast Thailand. The movement of the hut and of the rope itself is a highly ritualized experience, something that we didn't have the skills to do on site. So we called up our old friends, the Khru Ba Yai, or the elephant spirit men, who came up from Surin, from the mahout's home village, and performed the ceremony for us. Not only did they ensure that our Pakum hut and our Pakum rope were moved to the satisfaction of all, including our mahouts and, most importantly, the spirits around the camp, they also provided us with fascinating insights as to how they mix the spirituality of elephant rope and elephant catching rope worship with their jungle spirits, with their everyday lives, and with, of course, their day-to-day religion, which is Buddhism. From time immemorial, and certainly as long as we've had elephants here, this grassland I'm standing in at the moment would always flood in the middle of June. The water would come down from China on the Mekong, it would back up, and this would become a wetland. We knew this would happen, and it was something that we always planned for. It was actually very good for the landscape because it allowed everything to refresh. It flushed all of the old elephant dung and everything else out, but it also provided spawning grounds for fish and for ducks and for all of the creatures that needed it. It was part of nature's ebb and flow. Unfortunately, about 5 years ago, this stopped happening. A big dam came online upstream in the Mekong. The flow of the Mekong was regulated to such an extent that we never actually got any floods at all. With the lack of flooding, we have noticed a certain degradation in the ecosystem and more invasive plants making way. This June, however, one Monday, we had about 166 millimeters full, which made it the wettest June ever. The runoff from the hotel and the hillside was enough to make the grassland flood. And then the Ruak River got so high that it actually flooded the grassland for the first time in 3 years. We got excited, we had fun, the elephant splashed, and it was great to see. Now, let's see what the rest of the year brings, and see if we can have a more or less normal flood later on as well.
งั้นตอนนี้ตำแหน่งสูงสุดคืออะไรคะที่มีปัจจุบันนี้
คือแค่เป็นหมอสะดำ
ก็คืออย่าง
หมอสะดำก็คือจับช้าง8 เชือกขึ้น
มีหมอสะดำกี่ท่านคะตอนนี้
โอ้ก็เยอะอยู่
2-3นี่ไม่เยอะ
มันก็หมดยุคไปแล้วนะไปหมดมีแต่80-90มันจะเป็นเรื่อง10 กว่าขนาดนั้นเต้าเนี่ยโอ้90 70 90 2-3 คน